Oh, what up, boys and girls? We are live and direct. How are y'all? Hope you guys are having a great week. I'm excited to be here with you guys. I'm just going to pull up the stream here and make sure everyone's where they need to be and we're all situated. Then we'll get rocking and rolling. So we're going to dive in. We got some sales calls that we're going to be doing, as well as some sales training that we're going to be doing. I want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear. So if you're here and you can hear me, please type in the comments that good, just so I know the audio is good. Just you can put the word good. That's perfectly fine. What's up, you guys? I see y'all are on different platforms, so just give me a quick moment. I'm gonna pull up the stream on all the different platforms, make sure I got the chat rolling, and then we're gonna get rocking and rolling here. Sweet. So, boom. Alrighty. Sweet. All right, I got everything pulled up here. Looks like we're good. It seems like the audio is coming through on the channels and everything. Sweet. All right, I got everything pulled up here. Oop, sorry. Little echo. Now we should be good. Let me just double check the rest of the platforms. All right. Boom. What up, Jared? Good to see you, dude. Sorry, man. I'm fucking running on full speed over here. Let me. I'll hit you up. I've been meaning to message you. So, dude. Boom. Sweet. You guys should be coming out through loud and clear. Hope y'all are good. Apologies today. We may run a little bit short, just FYI today. We got a rare case of the Chinese disease, which is dragon ass, if you've ever heard of it. So we, you know how it is. We have a 3-year-old. So if you guys don't know, when you have a 3-year-old, they come back with all these germs and just attack you. So Mia got sick. Adriana got sick. Adriana's been coughing and everything. So now here I am, and this sucks. So, but we are going to rock and roll. We are going to do this live today. We're going to run through and hit some dials. So, sweet. Looks like everyone sounding good. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Let me drink a little bit of water. Woo! I am super fucking hot too. We're like feverish, so I'm like cold and sweating and shit. It's not the most fun I've ever had, but we're gonna have fun regardless, you know. So, sweet. Me, boom. All right, we should be good. Cool. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from as well. I'd love to know that. I'm gonna pull up a few things over here. Woo. So what I did yesterday, I sent out an email yesterday. It seemed to have performed pretty well, and so I got a bunch of positive replies on the email. I'm going to be dialing up to some of the positive replies off of that email. The other thing is I've been testing some things, and we're getting some positive replies on other stuff, and I'm actually going to be testing some scripting today. So you guys will get to watch me live actually testing new scripts and stuff. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to simplify my processes a little bit. And reorganize things, because basically what started to happen is I've reconfigured our offerings over about like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it started to pick up a lot faster. And what I did was I just tried to consolidate everything, and like I trimmed out a lot of variations of products. I got just sweeter, tighter with the offer set, and the messaging and everything's performing really well. So it's basically what's happening is my calendar is getting completely fucking jam-packed, and I'm booking a ton of appointments. Some of these appointments are not as qualified as I want them to be, which is part of the process, right? We're always adjusting. So I'm booking a ton of appointments. Some of these people aren't as qualified as I might want them to be, so they're no-showing, they're showing up unprepared. It's leading to longer call processes than I want, so I'm having to do, multi-call processes, oftentimes 3-4 calls. And I just want to try and do as much as I can up front to get that out of the way, so that way, basically, I can scale my lead gen volume with my current message quite a bit. So I want to scale the lead volume and then be a little bit harder on my filtration up front and then from there, just take the calls that are a little bit better suited. So that's kind of what I'm playing with right now. You guys are going to get to watch me live playing with some of these ideas. So like I was just saying for y'all, I sent out an email yesterday. We got a bunch of positive replies. So what I'm going to do real fast while I'm here is basically I'm going to take all the positive replies. I'm probably going to put some kind of like tag or something on them so that way I can turn them into a list. My goal is basically, I like working out a smart list. If you guys have ever heard me talk about this before, especially if you guys are in remote sales boot camp or if you guys are in scale your sales, which just so you guys, in case you guys don't know, remote sales boot camp is for the sales reps that are looking to basically get on opportunities or just take their sales game to the next level. And then scale your sales is for the business owners that are generally looking to hire setters or closers. And so with both of those, I talk about this idea a lot, which is smart lists and how to leverage smart lists. So smart lists are a major key to make your sales processes and workflows move faster and be leaner and be more organized. And what happens is you want to get really good with like CSV files too. And so CSV files are how you a lot of times will kind of be playing with and building your smart lists. But if you really get good at building the lists, it makes the rest of the process a lot easier. And if you're not doing a good job of building the list, it makes the rest of the process a lot harder. So that's where I try to really be more targeted with my lists and work smaller but tighter lists than I historically would have. So that's kind of a little insight as to what's going on. And so this list specifically, I put out a very simple CTA offer. One thing that was super interesting actually, and I mean, I don't know if this was it. So I broke one of my kind of like golden rules, which is you only test one variable at a time, which in most cases I do only test one variable at a time. But so I was sending out my email yesterday, and then for whatever reason I just got the impulse and I did it. I deleted like all the footer copy, and I deleted part of the PS, and I deleted the image, and I deleted a bunch of shit. And I don't know if that had any influence or not. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to test this headline probably like 3 to 6 months from now and see how it performs with all that shit added back in, and then I'll cross-reference the two. It may not even perform at all though, because you know you basically had already used that headline on the list and it could have pulled whatever was in there, but we'll have to take a look, and it should be definitely an interesting experiment down the road at the very least. So that's a little insight into kind of what we're going to be doing. I'm going to start working on building this list, and I'll kind of talk y'all through some of this stuff as we go through it. Sweet. And also, so far, I'd love to know if you guys have had any kind of key insights or major takeaways. Please just drop those in here, and then that way I can. My goal for y'all is that you guys are really capturing the learnings that you pick up here, and I try to be very detailed and like reveal a lot through this. What up, Seth? Good to see you, Brood. Hope Marley and you are doing good. I know y'all got the baby on the way, so sweet. How will you remember 6 months down the road? That's a good question. Usually people will just remind me on stuff like this, so I'll hold you to hold me to it. But I'll probably just remember it because I'm weird and like I just think about this stuff a lot. So I'm not really gonna make any notes on it. Usually what I'll do, just FYI too, is like each quarter I'll take a look at my email list performance and kind of go back, and I'll look at things over like the last 90 days. I'll look at like an annual trend of emails, and I try to find like top performing emails and then pull those out and figure out the insights as to like, why do we think that these emails performed well? Was it something about the context or the timing of the emails? Was it something about the content of the emails itself? Was it something about the list or the audience that we were targeting at that specific point in time? And then usually I kind of try and retrace my steps and figure out where the smart things were and where the dumb things were. So that's something I kind of already have as like a built-in program in my brain, is I just periodically review the email list. And usually this is kind of done on a quarterly basis as I work through the content calendar, because usually I'll review all the old emails, and then I'll kind of play in all the new stuff based off of what we saw performing, and then I'll draw inspiration from in the past. So that's usually, I'm going to remember this kind of as I go back and read those headlines, and that's how it will come together. So that is that. Let me go and build this list. So basically I'm going to pull up the leads and go high level, and I'm going to pull up the leads in Gmail. And so we send the broadcast emails. One thing that I'm big on is I will not ever send email list emails out of Go High Level. So that's just like a firm no. I will never, ever, ever send an email list email out of Go High Level. I did it, and it destroyed my deliverability for the time frame that it was in it. And then, so I ended up pulling it out, and who I use for my email list service provider is Campaign Refinery. I love their product, highly recommend it to anyone. They had massive results for our open rates and just like the overall health of our list. So with that, we email out a Campaign Refinery. Basically, I sent a pretty simple email. I'll show you guys what it says here. Okay, so let me just share my screen super fast. All right, so basically it says, hey Isaac, it's Mike Mark. I've got an A-player sales rep with agency experience. Do you anyone that's looking to hire a sales rep, Mike? So that's the content. That's basically what I got. Super simple, and that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, is like simple and to the point. It's gonna work a fuck ton better than if you guys are making your stuff super complicated. Interestingly too, I tested another hook that was similar but based off of this, and it didn't perform at all last week. So it just seemed like this angle tended to perform for me. And it was just a subtle variation of a couple small words. And so that's one thing I'll teach you guys again and again and again and again. You'll hear me say this if you ever have worked with us on like email and email copywriting. I love email. Email's pretty much one of my favorite platforms, period. I think like if there's any platform to master, email is one, and then advertising, whether it's Facebook or Google, would be probably my second platform that I recommend mastering. But if you're trying to figure out traffic, like email is the fucking kingpin. And because especially if you're in B2B is the big thing. If you're in B2B and you're not using cold email, like you're missing out on a lot. And so after you write enough of these, you get pretty freaking good at this, where like with cold email agencies, I've worked with cold email agencies before, and when we do, like I break all their records with the email stuff. And so it's usually though just because I get straight to the point. So it says, hey Isaac, it's Mike Mark. I've got an A-player sales rep. So you see a common mistake that people will make, when especially sales reps who don't know how to send emails, is they'll talk about a whole bunch of other shit that's not relevant to the prospect for like 2 sentences or 3 sentences before they get into like what's in it for them. So if you notice, my first sentence is, I've got an A-player sales rep, right? So boom, already the first, basically outside of the, hey, it's me, boom, I go straight into the point, and then I narrow it with agency sales experience, so it's even more relevant for a specific audience member. And then, do you know any agency owners looking to hire a sales rep? Boom, that is it. So basically what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to build the list off of these positive replies here in the CRM. And then I am going to dial them up and see what happens if I have their phone numbers. And if I don't have their phone numbers, then I will send them emails. Sweet. So I'm seeing a couple questions come in here. Before I get into setting this up, actually I want to, boom. Okay, so Tyler says, nice, so no short stories. Yeah, don't include fucking stories in your emails, you guys. Like, even on my broadcast emails, I used to have a lot of stories in my broadcast emails, and I'm starting to cut down on that, which is surprising for me, but I'm seeing it's performing better. Like, people don't really give a fuck about me at all, and so that is that. Let me start building this list here. It's going to take me probably 5-10 minutes as we go through it, because there's a little bit of manual work that I got to do here. So I'm going to just go one by one and kind of put it all together here. Boom. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just taking the emails of everyone who positive replied, and then I'm just putting them into a quick text document so I have it and it's fast and easy to work with. And then I'm just going to take them in one by one, kind of work through it. Boom. 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 If you just say boom to yourself while you're doing it, you're so much more productive. It's wild. A lot of times too, as I do this stuff, one thing that I like to do is I work with tomato timers a lot. If you guys don't know what a tomato timer is, I recommend checking it out. Pomodoro timers as well. So basically, they're 25-minute timers with then 5-minute breaks after it. Those are freaking awesome. Like I use those a lot, and they help me quite a bit in order to just find my workflows and work faster, basically. Because when you have that, one of the things I've learned in doing a lot of campaigns and promos and stuff like that is nothing gets people to take action like a deadline. It's new is really close too. People love new, but deadlines are just insane. Like if there's a deadline and people have FOMO, you just watch. Oh, I see you. Okie dokie. Alright, we are cruising here. Sweet. Okay, so bam. Alright, so let's see. I'll tell you guys how many leads we got here, and then we'll start working these people. We got 10 total positive replies off of this one. So we'll see what we pull out of it. Usually what I tend to find is about like half of the positive replies are good, about half of them are total waste of time, and then but it's fine. A lot of times with a waste of time, if you guys just ask for referrals, then it's actually a good use of time, because a lot of times they'll be around people aspirationally that are where they want to be, so they can refer you into good folks. But yeah, that is that. So I'm gonna call one guy. I know he might give me a little bit of a hard time, so I think it will be fun. Now all these leads are a little bit deeper a funnel lead, right? Because a lot of these guys are pretty well nurtured, so they've been on my email list for quite some time. Most of these folks, they are a lot of these people. They've known of me or heard of me for quite some time. It still doesn't make it easy, especially with the offer that we're selling right now. Like, there's just a lot of people are jaded, really, really fucking jaded right now, because there's so much. Like, every time I turn on my computer, there's a new fucking guy that pops up that's offering setters and closers. And so people in our market are super jaded. It's normal. And so encountering that, they'll give a little bit of pushback and resistance. So it's a lot of fun, and I think they can make for a good call. Sweet. So Alright, so I got my list. I'm gonna just start working through and tagging these folks, and then I'm gonna put them all together. So let me just do this really fast. There it is. Oh, you know what I'm going to do actually? I've been playing with new pipeline structures. So I'm going to create opportunities and put them in a specific pipeline stage, and then that should make my life a fuck ton easier here. Pop. Oh yeah, this is way better. Fuck yeah, this is good. And part of what I'm looking to do too is I'm wanting my my systems just to be like flowy, you know what I mean? And so So what I mean by that is I want them to be very easy to understand and easy to operate. If the easier the system is, like a lot of people want to really like push their employees super duper hard and make their job hard for the system. But there's an investor I really love. If you guys have ever heard of him, where's the book? It is might be down here. Here he is. Okay, so this is one of my favorite investors ever. I just think this guy is like a fucking genius. And don't be deceived by the title. You've probably not read this book because the 92 Other Powerful Laws of Nature is a subtle little indicator that this is actually a very different book. Amazing read. I love the way that this guy thinks. And so with this, just so you guys know, like Richard Koch is a billionaire. If he's not, he's a multi-hundred millionaire. But what I especially like about him is this lifestyle. So it's one thing to be a billionaire where your family hates you and you work all the time and you're miserable. It's another thing to be a billionaire where like you live in the coast of Portugal, you work half days, you do the majority of what you like and pursue your interests, and you spend a lot of time with your family. So he's in the latter camp, which is why I really like and look up to him a lot. And his thinking is so articulate, it's so clear, it's so lucid, and that's what makes it fun. And so one of the concepts, though, that he takes when he invests into portfolio companies, which I thought was really fascinating, was he felt like if he ever looked at a company and everybody was working like where they were maxed out in their workflows, what he perceived it as was that the company didn't have a big enough competitive advantage to invest in, because a good company should have such a good competitive advantage that they don't need to work nearly as hard to get the same results, which I think is pretty fascinating. And so that's influenced then how I build systems a little bit, right? And what I mean by that is I want to design a system that's so good that I don't have to work someone 8 hours a day for it to work, right? I want a system that's so good that they could work 2 hours a day and still get the results. And if I could design that, then a lot of times their job's so much easier that they'll actually stick around and do it. Like I'll give you an example. Actually, this is a really interesting example. There's a guy that lives in the neighborhood here where we're at, and he runs automations for Bosch, the engineering company, and like his whole job is he basically gets up really early and hits a button, and then that's it. And then he just like waits, and if something breaks, then he has to fix it. Most of the time, things don't break, but if it breaks, he has to fix it. But the majority of his days, he's literally done by like 2 p.m. because he just hits a button 5 times, lets automations run, sits there, drinks his coffee, and watches TV, and then responds to a couple emails, and then he's basically done for the day once the factory's up and running and those automations have cleared and the reports have fired and everybody else in the company has what they need. And he's like the only person that knows how to do it too, so he's kind of like a linchpin. That's though the mentality of like, Bosch doesn't need that guy to work a 12-hour shift every day in order for him to be incredibly valuable. That means that the way he designed his systems is smart. And that's how I try to design the systems as well, is like I want them to be simple if possible. It's a lot easier said than done, FYI. It's a way easier said than done. But it's fun. It's a fun game. We're always working towards it. So, where is this guy? There he is. Boom. So I've been talking a little bit instead of building this list, and I'm gonna keep boogieing here, building the list. Boom. Some of these, so I have 10 leads. Not all of them have phone numbers is what I'm seeing. So I'm just trying to figure out who does and who doesn't. And go from there. Regardless, I'm going to put them all as opportunities in the pipeline phase that I want them in. And then I'm going to just work them that way. Boom. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fucking fire lead. Fuck yeah. So a lot of times you can know too if you're good with your tagging and stuff, like what's happening, what made me have that reaction. It's like I can just see all the behaviors this guy has done in our ecosystem, and it's pretty obvious that there's a lot. They've been on the list for a long time. They've seen a lot of offers. They've seen a lot of stuff. They probably know what we do. They have a good domain name. They have a good phone number with a good area code. Like, I can see that they've been on our list for a little while. So that's what you hear me huffing and puffing. Good lord. But that's what made me feel like, all right, sick. That's a good lead. So that's what you guys want to keep an eye out for too. It's just comes back to the tagging though. You guys got to be doing a good job of your tagging from the upfront part in order for it to work. Looks like I got some confused people, but it's okay. Boom. Boom. All right, so I'm about done here. I'm actually pretty pumped. I'm gonna do something here. It's pretty smart, and I'll explain what I'm gonna do in a second. Let me I have one last lead to get in here, and then we are good to roll. Actually, two. I'm gonna do two more. There's a guy I wasn't gonna include because he's in Australia, but I'm gonna include him just for later when I check back in the afternoon. Pop. Pop. Some people are confused. Yeah, there's a couple really good opportunities in here. Alright, I'm in the right place now. Bam. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay, so what I did is I got them all added into a specific pipeline stage. So now I'm going to do a filter by this pipeline stage. And then what I'm going to do is filter by the ones that have phone numbers. Let me actually check something out here. I got a phone number in a area code I normally, or a country code I normally wouldn't call, so I might have to update some of my settings on Twilio to be able to reach out to them direct. So we'll see if it's worth it. It might not be, but we'll take a look at that. I want to issue a challenge out there to anyone who is going to invent something better than two-factor authentication, because two-factor authentication sucks. Okay. Area code. I don't know if you guys have ever been inside of Twilio, but that is one of the more confusing places you can be in. Twilio like barely makes sense to be in here. Consoles in general are very confusing things that take quite some time to figure out. Okay, where are you? There you are. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm a little confused here, so I might just save it and come back to it. Maybe here. You know what? Okay, let's keep rolling. Okay, phone is not empty. Bam. Let's say country code. Okay. Sweet. So we got a nice little list here. I really got 5 phone numbers. And I think only 2 of these 3 are probably even any good. So I'm just going to add them all because who knows? They might know someone that's looking for someone. And then I'll let the leads take themselves out of the game. I won't take them out for them. Boom, power dialer. Today's date. Alright. We should see now these are warmer leads, so we should typically have a higher pickup rate. You can't guarantee it, but there definitely should be a higher pickup rate than potentially before the previous leads that we were talking to. I'm gonna actually delete some of the dials that we had in here from last sesh. Are we good to call? Yeah, you know what. All right. Pipeline stages are set up. It looks like everything should be good to roll. I'm going to do one last quick sweep, and then we are going to kick it off here. I think I'm missing a lead, but I don't know if I'm missing a lead, so I'm just trying to make sure, because it seems like I only have 4. Yeah, where? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Maybe that one? Yeah. All right. Whew. Oh, interesting. For whatever reason, this one guy's not adding in, so I'm going to see what's up with him, but I'm going to hit the power dialer folks first. So we are ready to roll. If you guys are ready to roll, put ready in the chat. Let me give me a quick look at that. I'm also going to check in the chat real fast while I'm here before we kick off into dials and see where y'all are at. Sweet. What up, Jeffrey? Good to see you, my man. Tyler said, so do these leads fill out your application? So typically, no. Most of these leads did not fill out my application. Some of these leads may have booked a call a long time ago. They may have opted in or downloaded some kind of lead magnets a long time ago. But a lot of times we're talking about like 2 years ago. That's how old they are. So it's not like we're super warm, but at least there's like top of mind, like they would know who I am off the top of their head. Usually if someone's like, yo, do you know who he is? They would probably say, yes, I do. Maybe, maybe not. Some of these folks probably don't remember what they did. Some of them do. So it's just kind of like you're going in a little bit blind, but for the most part, they positive replied, which is the big thing. So I asked them, do you want this thing? And they said, yes, I need that, or I'm looking for something like that right now. Now, if they understood what I was asking is a big question, right? A lot of times they don't. So you call them up and then they're not quite ready to roll or anything like that. But that's just because they potentially didn't understand you or whatever. Okay, sweet. See a couple readies. Cool. Who else is ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. Let me see. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Alright, we got it. Let's hit some dials now. Tell me if you guys can hear this. Should be able to. Oh. Hold on, you guys. I'm having some issues. Whatever. I'm going to dial them out. Let's do this. Here we go.
You have reached mailbox number 64.
Sweet. So we got voicemail. I'm going to call him probably 2 more times and just see what happens. Will he answer is the question.
You have reached mailbox number.
Alright, we're going to give it one last call. Usually they pick up on the 3rd time.
Hello?
Yo, Devin. How are you? It's Mike.
Hey, sorry, who is this?
It's Mike. What's new?
I apologize, who? I can't really hear you too well, man.
Oh,
It's kind of loud where I am.
okay. How about now? Is that better? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can yeah, sorry, who is this?
It's Mike. You reached out because you're looking to hire a sales rep for your agency? I just calling you back.
Ah, yes. Yeah, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, man. So what do you guys, what would be the next steps to learn a little bit about what you guys potentially offer me?
Yeah. So, well, typically what we'll do is it just depends a little bit on like what the actual situation is with your sales process. So typically folks will come to us in one of 4 cases.
Yeah, so I've had a few different calls with different sales companies.
Okay.
The process isn't what I'm really looking to solve. What I'm looking to have is a absolute monster in my corner who's just doing the sales. My sales process is fine. The only reason I'm looking for somebody is because I just moved my business to Dubai.
Okay.
And I'm here located I'm in Dubai now, and the hours, I'm like 10 hours ahead of a lot of our clients and 8 hours ahead of a lot of clients. So I need somebody who can be full-time doing sales now that I'm in a different time zone here in Dubai.
Makes sense. When did you move there? Just like a month ago?
About 5 days ago. Yeah. 5
Oh,
days
dude,
ago,
that's
officially.
crazy.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing here.
Yeah. Everyone I talk to has that reaction. I got a really good copywriter out there. His name's Nabil Aziz. If you ever know, you should link up with him. He's a good dude. And he works a lot in the kind of agency, internet marketing, coaching space and stuff. Anywho, so are you doing at least like 10 qualified appointments a week and closing 20% of those?
Yeah, about.
Okay, so here's what I'll typically do. Usually it takes about 30 minutes. I don't have a full 30 minutes right now, but like what we'll look at is, and I'll send over videos before that kind of breaks down the process and like how our recruitment works. Because what we focus on is recruiting people who have already closed $1 million as a consultative salesperson. So it's a little bit more like we headhunt for killers as opposed to like train a bunch of people through a class. Does that make sense? And so typically we can intro reps in 7 days, and the process works. There's some kind of things that are a little bit weird about how we work, and it's easier for it to be explained in the video. So if you want, we can schedule a time. Yeah.
Yeah, let's schedule a time. Let's get something like calendar now.
Okay. What time is it there for you right now?
It's 8:44 p.m.
What like EST hours do you usually like to do calls in?
Sometime in the morning, your time.
Okay, so you let me just see what I got here.
Like 8, 9, 10 a.m.
All right.
Your time.
Let's do tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST, so that would be Wednesday the 14th. So that should be what, like that's your day on Thursday, right?
Yeah, so 10. Hello?
Yo. You cut out.
Hey, yeah, 10 a.m. your time tomorrow. Works good.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to send you a calendar invite. There will be a Zoom link in it. And then also I will send you a quick video breakdown explainer that you can check out. And I'll answer like 90% of your questions beforehand. You may have some questions that you want to get cleared up, and then we'll just sort it out when we chat tomorrow.
Okay, awesome, dude. Sounds good. Yeah, man. Looking forward to it.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cool. What did you guys learn there? Let me send this really fast before I forget. I'm liable to forget these kinds of things. So I want to get that out of the way, and then I want to hear what you guys learned. So, boom, boom, boom. Sweet. Appointment booked. Yep. Whoever said sounds like a driver, let me just double check. I think that's probably you, Tyler. Yeah, good work, man. Good work. So that dude was definitely a driver, right? You could tell he talked over me and interrupted me a few times and all that fun stuff, right? Like he wanted to kind of get off the phone fast, and then that was big. So the dude's definitely a driver. Good eyes. I'm glad that you picked that up, or good ears, I should say. I'm glad that you picked that up, Tyler. What else did you guys notice about this specific conversation? Like, what was some of the magic? What made it work? Why did it end up setting up all right? Like, I would love to know just what you guys picked up from that call right there. while you guys are putting that in, I'm sending a couple emails just like getting the nurture stuff in place. I told you I've been testing some of that, so I'm still manually flipping it over. But let's do this. And I also manually booked that appointment, so that's why I have to do that. Let's see what you all got. What did you notice is the question. So what did you notice from that conversation? That's what I want to know. Cool. It was subtle but effective. I like how you shared stories to take back control. Nice. Yeah, what Chris said, keep on soaking until they pick up. I don't know what that means, but I think he means keep on dialing until they pick up. Usually, when you guys have really good leads, like one thing I want you guys to understand is if you dial someone back to back 3 times in a row, they think it's an emergency. So they're gonna answer the phone because nobody does that. And so when you do that, especially if they're a hot lead that positive replied like that, if I just boom, 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 hit 3 dials back to back to back, he's gonna fucking pick up the phone. And then you notice he's in a loud place. It was just long lost friend worked like a charm, segued into the combo, you know, rolled right really smooth, basically textbook type of set from that point. So, but the that dial where you just back to back dial fucking works like a charm. So let me just make sure I move this dude. My pipelines. Boom. Call scheduled. Boom. Sweet. Okay, so he is good to roll. Let's get it moving here. Who was the other good one that seemed good? Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's, okay.
This mailbox is full.
Yeah, you can tell this guy doesn't answer his phone, so I'm gonna text him. Cool. So I sent him a text. What I'm probably gonna do is wait like 1, maybe 2 minutes. Unfortunately, he doesn't have an iPhone, so I have no read receipts, so I won't know if he read it. But typically, if I wait like a few good minutes, text will be read in most cases. At least I'll have seen the notification or whatever. And then so we're gonna just call back after this text message, and maybe perhaps we get a chance to answer. And then if we call back and he doesn't answer, he'll likely send us a text. So that is what we're gonna do here. So I'm going to give him maybe 1 more minute, and I'm going to finish up what I was talking about with the nurture sequence on our other friend. Boom. Sweet. Sweet. So I just went and confirmed calendar invite on the guy for yesterday, or I mean for tomorrow. Should be good to go. Oh, let me actually. Wait. Alright, I'm going to call this other lead back, and then I'll probably wrap up for the day. And so while I'm calling this lead back, I want you guys to just put whatever you guys have taken away so far in the chat. And then let's see what we got here. And we'll go. Sweet, we just got confirmation.
This mailbox is full.
Word. So looks like he may not answer, but we'll see. Alright. To where we're at time wise. Sweet. You guys, I'm actually probably going to keep dialing a little bit, but I'm going to wrap up the stream. I'm feeling a little bit winded, so I'm probably going to sit down and stuff. What I'd like for you guys to do is put down whatever your big takeaway from today was. Make sure that you guys are encapsulating your learning, because it builds on it each week. You guys are progressively going to get better and better and better and better as you guys show up to this and you watch me work opportunities. So the goal is to be able to show you guys just how easy it is to set appointments. You guys watched me already. We talked to one prospect, set one appointment. We got a few other rods in the line. I'll probably end up before the end of the day booking a second or third appointment pretty easily. Again, I'm not doing this with like 100% of my time and focus of the day. It's something I usually do a couple hours in between here and there. But point being, for you guys to be able to put up 10 appointments a week should be a no-brainer. Like, you guys are watching me do this in front of your eyes every single day or every single week. I'm showing up, I'm doing these calls, and I'm showing you guys how easy it really is when you play the game properly and you follow the right process, right? So that's that. Now, if you guys are looking to scale your sales, whether you're a sales rep or you're a business owner, you can go to scalewithmikemark.com. There's an application there. Fill that out. From there, we'll review it and we'll get back with you within 2 business days. And we'll consider setting up a conversation or look at whatever next steps or point you in the right direction depending on what makes sense for you. So if you guys are looking to take it to the next level, scalewithmikemark.com is the place to go. I appreciate you guys this week. I want to take a quick moment, recap what you guys have learned, and then from there we will bounce. So let me just pull up the chat and let's see what y'all got. Okay. Would that back-to-back dial work for less sophisticated leads? Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Back-to-back dials just work in general. It's because it triggers an emergency alarm bell, and then people's curiosity goes like off the radar. They can't help it. So that's that. Then let's see what else we got. Sweet. I think that's it for today, you guys. Great session. We got an appointment set, so I'll keep you all posted. And then also, again, next week, next Tuesday, I actually had one question before we wrap up that I would want you guys to just answer here. So I did a poll last week asking what you guys want to see more of, and I gave you all several options. One of the options was advanced sales trainings. So I'm going to do another poll this week and just get an understanding of what you guys want for advanced sales trainings. Like, what are the topics that you want to cover? And with those, I just ask that you guys answer that poll so it helps me guide content for the next quarter to make sure that I'm getting you guys what you need and getting you guys what you're looking for so you guys can keep growing, scaling, leveling up your sales, and doing the thing. So with that, go close some deals, change some lives, and make some money.